one live stream. I've yo-yoed for 16 years, and I've done competitive yo-yoing for several years, but I've never been able to figure out how to juggle even after dozens of attempts. So today, that changes. We're gonna try and figure this out today live, and I hope y'all enjoy the challenge. We're gonna start off by trying just whatever I've got so far, and then we're going to look into tutorials depending on how hard this gets. So lock in chat, let's get this. So from what I understand, it's better to start with a one-handed pattern or a two-ball pattern first on both hands before trying to incorporate both hands. But we're going to see how well this goes. And this is my first time doing a a horizontal live stream. So if I have a hard time seeing chat, that might be why. But how's it going, Andrew? Welcome, welcome. Okay. This is harder than it looks. And maybe it's just me, but we're figuring this out. So for context, chat, I've had so many people try and teach me how to juggle before. I've had my brother-in-law try and teach me how to juggle. I've looked up tutorials on how to juggle. I've had friends try and teach me. I've got the basic idea for it. It's just the actual execution just doesn't ever get anywhere. But we're gonna get there today. Yo, how's it going? I don't know why it's not showing the chat constantly. There we go. How's it going, Samurai? Welcome, welcome. Okay, not bad, not bad. The idea for this stream is to get it down to the point where I can comfortably keep the juggling going without feeling like I'm about to drop it at all times. And if we get there, then I will try and learn some actual juggling tricks, like maybe I'll try under the leg, behind the back, or other patterns for juggling. But so far, it's not too bad. That was a good one. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. We had it going for a second there. I think the key for me is like figuring out how to keep the balls when I throw them to come back towards me so I don't keep dropping them. Because I think my intuition is to try and focus on just just focusing on catching the ball as opposed to aiming where I should throw the ball. There's probably a better pattern for this so that I don't keep dropping it, but we're making some progress. Just likes to go forward a lot for some reason. I'm trying to keep it with me for a little bit. Hey, you're a juggler. How's it going? That's crazy juggling. I've seen some of your videos before, man. You're really good. I may ask for some help from you on this stream because I am very new to this. But we're making some progress. We're making some progress. I might, you know what? I'm gonna open up this stream on my computer as well so that I can watch the chat there, because for some reason it's just not showing up on my phone. So if you just give me just a second to get that up, then we will be good to go. So give me just a second. All right. And we got the live chat. Okay, yes. Awesome. So yes, that crazy juggler, yes, I did just start about 5 minutes ago. So we are trying our best here. honestly, not too bad, all things considered. This is going way better than I expected. Which means that either this stream is going to be really short, or I'm going to start learning some new tricks along the way. But all things considered, this is going significantly better than I expected. People have tried to teach me before, but for whatever reason, it just never got anywhere. Maybe it's just that I needed some time to like take a break from it and do something else, aka yo-yoing. Yo, thanks, that's crazy juggling. I appreciate it, man. Weren't you live earlier today too, actually? How'd your stream go? Dang. I feel like the way that jugglers usually do the pattern is they kind of do like this sweeping motion a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So bear with me while I try and figure this out for a little bit. I think that the idea is so that it stays together. Because like, if you're kind of like swooping it and then dropping it, it's like swoop, drop, no, I don't know what it is, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Okay, we got this. This is really hard, but we're making some progress here. I probably at the beginning should have actually showed some yo-yo tricks so that people could understand where I'm coming from, but I forgot, and that happens sometimes when you're doing lives. So if you haven't actually seen me do yo-yo tricks, let me show that really quick just for context, so that you have an idea of like what kinds of stuff I normally do and why it's kind of odd that I haven't had as much luck with juggling over the years. Stuff like that, you know. So in any case, that's the kind of stuff that I tend to do. I also usually do off-string yo-yoing, and off-string yo-yoing has a style called solo hum, where you're kind of juggling two off-string yo-yos at the same time. And so maybe that's what's actually helped, is getting more involved in that style. Okay. I feel like it's so hard to keep it going. Like, I feel like I can get a couple of throws going, and then inevitably I lose control because I don't know where the ball is going to go. And I feel like usually when people juggle, they also do it a lot lower, so it's closer to their eyes. I feel like when I do it lower, I'm more likely to not aim the ball the direction I need it to go. But the problem is I don't know what direction it's supposed to go. So in a little bit, I'll probably look up a tutorial here and we'll watch one together, and we will go from there to see what we can figure out. Okay. So we can. There's also one where like there's patterns where there's a lot of very interesting patterns that I really want to learn, and maybe I'm rushing myself at the moment, but I've wanted to learn how to juggle for a long time, and I'm excited, and so I just keep wanting to try random stuff and see how it goes. But in any case, how's everybody's Friday going, or whatever day of the week you happen to be watching this? Dang. Okay, that was a good one. Oh, not so much on that one, but we're getting there. Those earlier ones I hope weren't flukes, but I feel like we are making some progress. I just feel like the balls keep clashing in the air, or I just don't know what direction to throw. Maybe that's why they do the sweeping motions. Not sure if you're still in the chat, Crazy Juggling, but if you are, is that why people tend to kind of like do this sort of a motion while they're juggling? I feel like it's gotta be something like that. But like when I try and do that, I feel like my tendency is to throw the ball forward instead of back towards me enough that it becomes like it keeps going that way, you know? We're getting there. Too far. Yeah, it keeps wanting to go forward instead of back towards me. Okay. We got this. It's so confusing, man. I never know what to focus on. you know, because like there's always something that I need to quickly change my focus towards because I don't know intuitively where the balls are gonna fly. Okay. We'll give it a couple more tries and then I'm going to look up a tutorial on this to see if I'm even remotely close. Because like when I watch actual jugglers do stuff, like it's very controlled, which I mean makes sense. Like they've juggled for a lot longer than I have. But I feel like there's got to be a technique or a pattern or something that I just haven't figured out yet, where I can actually keep control of things and not just constantly be dropping the juggling balls every like 5 seconds. And I feel like it's gotta come from the pattern that's like that or something. Because that's what I feel like it looks like when I watch people juggle. Something to do, it's something to do with this. Bum, bum. It's just how do we keep that going? All right, let's watch a tutorial really quick. Let's see if we're even remotely close here. So I'm gonna switch the direction and we're going to we're going to check out in here how to juggle. I just realized I need captions. Purposely not using the sound just because I don't know if it'll copyright strike me, you know, for doing this. Okay. Okay, so now that I actually have the captions going, let's see here. Okay, so they start without using the juggling balls at all. So you just have your arms shoulder width apart at a 90-degree angle so that you're not, you know, having your arms going everywhere. Getting some dance moves going on in there. So let's see here. A little bit of a knee bend so that you have some control. You can be able to move back and forth as necessary. So throw from right to left and then right and then left back to right. Should be about the same height. Head level, don't go too high or too low. Okay. So that was one thing, is that I usually went either too high or too low, but rarely around head height. Okay, so looks like you want to try and keep it within a certain plane, like a certain like gap, I suppose you could say, when going back and forth. Now we're going into that whole idea with that scooping motion. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, it's not what I was trying to do. Alright, so we don't want to do that, and I wasn't doing it anyway, so that's fine. So we do the same throw, but we're going to alternate with both balls. Okay, so this is the 2-ball pattern that I probably should have been practicing before. See, I always thought the 2-ball pattern was supposed to be with just one hand, and I think that might be why I was struggling a bit with the consistency. So I'm going to pause it here for a second and let's drill that for a little bit. So we're gonna drill that for a little bit, so, till we get comfortable. So we'll just use the 2 balls instead of 3. All right, so with just the 2 balls instead of the 3, let's figure this out. Okay, so we want it to be around head height. So actually, I'll just use the 1 ball for a second. So we want it to be head height and to be relatively even, like forward and back. We don't want it to be ski-wampus either way. We want it to kind of be consistent so that it more or less goes from hand to hand. And then yeah, this is the harder part. I feel like I'm changing what I'm trying to do instead of just doing what I did before. Although I feel like this is getting a little bit more consistent. A little bit. Part of me wonders, like, what am I even supposed to look at? Because, like, on the one hand, I could look at the juggling balls, but like they're both flying through the air at the same time, more or less. So it's like, what do I even, like, where do I even look, you know? Okay, that's going rather well for the most part. That's a little awkward. Let's try that again. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's why it kept going either too far forward or too far back, is that I wasn't thinking about the plane this way. I was just thinking about it this way. And so I was like trying to like throw it back to myself or something. But in essence, I really ended up just kind of like throwing it forward. All right. Okay. I wonder if for like the timing for it, if it should be like, if it's supposed to be right as you're about to catch the ball. I wonder if I think I might need to throw a little bit sooner, because when I try and throw right before I catch the other one, I feel like my aim is off. I feel like I feel like I'm getting relatively consistent with I feel like I'm consistent with catching it, but I feel like my aim is like completely off. You know. Yo, how's it going? GTO phase, welcome to the juggling stream. We're trying to learn how to juggle today. And so we're trying some 2-ball patterns because I was getting ahead of myself trying to do 3-ball patterns earlier. So right now I'm practicing to try and keep the height and the plane, like the back and forth plane, and the height relatively even. So that's kind of the idea right now. How are you doing today? You had a good Friday so far? You're doing good. That's good to hear. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Just trying to figure out how to juggle. But so far it's been good. This week has had a lot of ups and downs, honestly. But doing stuff like this is surprisingly helpful. Yeah, this week I felt like I had a lot of times this week where it was difficult to manage my emotions. But we're getting there. Happens to everybody, you know. But it's been particularly hard to manage lately for whatever reason. But doing active stuff like this is actually kind of helpful, so. It's fun, it's relaxing, it's a new skill to work towards. It's got the dopamine, you know. I feel like my aim is still inconsistent, but you know, we're getting there. Okay. Am I trying to learn to juggle in one stream? I absolutely am. That is exactly what we're doing today. People have tried to teach me before, and I've gotten not very far. Normally what happens is it looks something like that, and then I end up actually honestly what it normally would try and look like is like that. That's honestly what it used to look like. Today we're making some actual progress because I'm determined that today is the day that we learn to juggle. You think that's possible? I also think that it's pretty possible. And if I'm able to get to the point where I'm like consistently able to control what's going on and not feel like I'm gonna constantly drop it, I'm gonna try and learn some different patterns. But I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to learn how to control this and not have the balls go literally everywhere. Because right now we're making some progress for sure, but right now I feel like I'm like one wrong throw away from the balls clashing in the air. What helped you learn how to juggle, by the way, GTO phase? I know that sometimes people learn by juggling oranges, sometimes they've got a friend that teaches them, sometimes they go off of YouTube tutorials like I'm trying to do today. What did you find that works for you? Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I feel like it keeps wanting to go forward. I'm trying really hard to keep it in plane. Okay, okay. That was pretty good. We're getting there. I feel like that two ball pattern is like that two ball drill is actually like really good. I might go back and try that again in a second. Also, at some point, I'm probably going to take a break in yo-yo a little bit because I've been learning some new solo hum tricks that I think y'all will enjoy. So I'd like to try some of those on stream and see how they go. Take it. Alright, I think I need to go back to the two ball pattern for a minute there because I feel like I'm not controlling the plane as well as I need to. Oh, I think that's what I need to practice. I need to practice that, like, regardless of which hand I'm using, that I throw right after I catch it. I think that's something I need to practice. So I'm gonna try that here in a second. Okay, let's try that. So this is the normal pattern, where I'm just throwing right afterwards on one hand. But can we do it both ways? Alright, we're gonna try it. Oh my goodness. No, that's, hang on a minute, hang on. We got this. How's it going, Xander? By the way, saw you in there. That's Riz. I appreciate it. Do you know how to juggle, Xander? Because at the moment, we're making some progress with the two ball patterns. But when I go back to the three ball, I feel like I have no idea. Well, I mean, like, there's some progress when I go back to three ball, but I feel like the control is just not there. And I feel like I keep wanting to, like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go like throw, so that it like keeps it going, you know? But I feel like when I do that, I throw off the rhythm. But I feel like if I don't do that, then when I do three balls, when I do need to do that, I'm gonna have no concept of what I need to do. No, but Alan knows how. I didn't know Alan knew how to juggle. Also, how's it going, Brian? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Did you end up getting that canopy that you were looking at? Or are you still debating on strings? goodness. Come on. Yeah, I think this is the drill I should have been working from the beginning, but we made it here eventually. You're gonna get it tonight. You're thinking you're getting hunter's string separately. That's fair. I mean, I don't think that it's gonna be to yo-yo expert for at least another week or two, if I was to guess. Just because, like, usually when something shows up on Rewind, it doesn't show up to other retailers for like another week or two. If Rewind gets it first, which they oftentimes do. Yes, yo-yo decisions are tough. I agree. Especially for like 1A yo-yos, because there's so many really good options that you really can't go wrong, but it's also like you can't just get every yo-yo because that would be way too expensive. Still feel like I'm like not figuring out the rhythm, because like what needs to happen is that regardless of which hand it lands in, I need to just immediately go back to throwing it again. You keep making sure the inventory on the olive canopy doesn't hit one. I feel that. I absolutely feel that. I'm probably gonna do the same thing. Well, my tendency would be to do the same thing, but when the bound comes out, I'm just gonna immediately order two of them. I know for a fact I'm gonna like it. And that way I'll have a competition set of wild yo-yos along with my competition set of Japan Tech, so that, you know, regardless of which one I want to compete with, I can. That's kind of the thought process for me, at least, but I'm in a slightly different boat than you, knowing that the bound is pretty similar to the boundless, and I already like the boundless. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like that was kind of the pattern I'm trying to go for. Am I going to use the boundless and the bound as a comp set? Probably. Just because, like, I don't know, the boundless is 90 to 95 bucks a pop, and getting 4 of those is really expensive. Whereas the bound is going to be like 50 or 55, I think, which is still expensive to get 4 of, but a whole lot less expensive to get 4 of than the boundless. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 boundless and 2 bound, because I already have the 2 boundless. I think that's the strat I'm going to be going for. Ideally, if the bound came out first, I probably would have just gotten it, even though I really like the boundless, just because I know it would have been more cost effective. But I'm glad I got the boundless, because I finally got a chance to try and own an off-string yo-yo with metal rims as opposed to plastic double rims. So that's nice. And it does actually play really good. So I'm definitely happy with it. I don't think that I would be able to justify buying 4 $90 yo-yos. You know what I mean? We're learning today, Blue Tiger. We are learning how to juggle today. I've been trying to learn how to juggle for a really long time, and today is the day where I'm just gonna grind it out. We're gonna actually figure it out today. So we're practicing the 2-ball drills, and then in a sec, once I feel more comfortable with like the aim and control of it, regardless of which hand I start with, we'll start going into some other drills and see how far I can get today, because I really want to actually succeed at this challenge. I feel like this is very attainable given my background, but my previous attempts to juggle have proven me wrong many a time. So you never know. But I feel like I'm capable of doing this today. It's fun to try new yo-yos for sure. It is. It is rough to have an expensive yo-yo and need a whole bunch of. A mix of both is a good idea. True. And I'm honestly, what I've thought of doing too is I've thought about doing the jet set as part of that, like, kind of similar yo-yo comp set, because it's actually pretty similar in weight and shape and everything to the Boundless. So if worse comes to worse, I can always use that as part of the comp set for it. And I really do like the jet set. I just like it for single yo-yo foray more than I do solo hum, but it's still good for solo hum too. It's just not as stable. It's super fun for single yo-yo foray. I love the jet set for that. Tried to lose 3. They should offer comp set deals. That is absolutely true, Brian. Can you imagine how helpful it would be to have comp set deals, dude? Oh my gosh. The only problem though with that is that then they would either run out of stock really fast, or people might use that just to like resell at a lower, like, more, so like let's say it was like a 10% discount or something to get a bunch of them. They could just mark it for original price and make a profit off of some of them. So I could see them not wanting to do that, but at the same time, it would be so much better for those of us who actually do competition, because comp sets are so expensive. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try 3 of them again, see where we're at right now. Let's take a pulse of where we are right now. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Little ski-wampus there for a second, but you know, I feel like these drills are helping. When I remember to use what I'm learning in the drills, I feel like it's helping. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I had a really lucky run earlier. I don't even know if run is the right word for this. I've watched so many speedrunning live streams, but like I had a good run of juggling earlier before I started doing the drills, but I think it was more just like beginner's luck for a minute there. Whereas right now I'm trying to actually apply what I'm learning from my tutorials that I was watching earlier. Dang it. But we're making some progress. We'll keep going with the 2 balls for a sec. Yeah, for sure. You could see people doing that on BST. True. And honestly, I almost wouldn't mind, but at the same time, I just feel like it would be kind of like, I feel like it'd be like what people do on Black Friday when they, like sometimes when they buy stuff for like stupid cheap and then they just resell it a week later or something like that. But hopefully in the future, some foray yo-yo companies, hopefully some foray yo-yo companies like C3 or Wild or Japan Tech or something will consider doing comp sets, because that would be so nice. Oh my gosh. What inspired me to do juggling or yo-yoing or just to stream in general? For juggling specifically, like I've had people try and teach me how to juggle for years, and I just never understood how to do it. Like, I would try and do it, and it would just end up being like tripping over myself while I'm trying to juggle or whatever. But lately, especially like because I was able to learn Diablo Soul Hum in a short period of time, I'm like, you know what, if I can learn Diablo Soul Hum and regular Soul Hum, like who's to say I can't learn how to juggle? I feel like juggling is can't possibly be out of reach if I can do Soul Hum, which is more or less juggling yo-yos at that point while they're spinning on the same string. So that was the idea for juggling, at least. As for yo-yoing, what inspired that was when I was a kid. I went to a church camp. Like I regularly attend church. It's a big part of my life. And growing up, I went to a church camp, and some of the other kids at the camp brought yo-yos, and I thought it was really cool. And so when we got back from the camp, me and one of my friends decided to go to Walmart and pick up some cheap yo-yos and start learning tricks from there. And it was super fun. It was like the first time in a long time I had really like done much outside of playing video games as a hobby as a kid. And nothing against video games, it's just it was one of my first like real hobbies. And it was, I don't know, it was just really fun. It was very active and helped me socialize with other people, helped me learn new skills. It was really good. And now, 16 years later, I understand a little bit more as to why that helped me out so much, you know? Because like growing up, you know, I would talk to people while I yo-yo. I would, you know, like I could get like super in the zone, but like also be able to hold full conversations while yo-yoing, and I don't know, for whatever reason it was like easier to talk and connect to people while I was yo-yoing, and I realize now, 16 years later, that I think a big reason why that's the case is because recently I did a mental health diagnostic test for ADHD and autism, and I'm apparently late diagnosed ADHD and autism. And so the idea of being able to stim, to be able to do something active while you're talking to someone, especially when you have a hard time socializing with people, I can understand now a lot better why that made such a difference to me as a kid and helped me make new friends, helped me manage emotions, manage change. I don't know. It's interesting. One of those things you learn a lot later in life, I guess, sometimes. Blue Tiger, what was my first yo-yo? It was the Duncan Mosquito. I actually have my exact first yo-yo right here. This bad boy. My literal exact first yo-yo. This was the one we got from Walmart like 16 years ago. It is the one, and its response is so worn down at the moment that half the time it doesn't even come up. But it's a fun yo-yo. And interestingly enough, it actually has a ball bearing in it. So it spins for longer than you would expect. But this is the yo-yo, if you saw some of my videos a while back, that I did like crazy unresponsive tricks with the with the Duncan Mosquito. That was this yo-yo. But yeah, it's a fun one. Okay. I feel like I'm getting a lot more comfortable with this pattern, and I'm really glad I found that drill to learn how to do the 2-ball pattern. I just need to find a way to keep it. I think I need to try 1 ball again for a second and just make sure that it stays even. Make sure it stays even around head height. And then with 2. Okay, getting there. I feel like it's still, it keeps wanting to go forward. Even when I'm trying to not do that, I feel like it wants to go forward. And I wonder if part of the reason it does that is because I'm like trying to dodge the 1 yo-yo so they don't, or yo-yo, the 1 ball, so it doesn't clash in the air with the other one. I think that might be why I'm doing that. Maybe it's a reflex or something. But I wonder if I just threw it like this. Nope. There's got to be a way to do this where it stays relatively even side to side, you know? That's awesome about yo-yoing, helping me. Awkward in social settings. I'm gonna go yo-yo some. Yeah, it's nice talking to you too, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Whose juggling tricks am I gonna learn? That's a good question. I honestly don't know that many jugglers. Like a little while ago, that crazy juggling was in the chat, and he has some pretty good juggling videos. So I might try and learn some of the patterns from that. There's also, I think, Fly Juggler has a bunch of juggling tutorials, so I might try and learn from him. There's a few juggling channels I've looked into. There's also, I have some of them up right now. Let me see. Fly Juggler was one of them. Just Juggling. Wow, I don't even know how to say that. Just Juggle Aaron, I think is how you pronounce the name of the channel. But she has some good videos as well too. So probably some of them. Speaking of which, might be time to start looking at another tutorial here in a little bit. I really want to get that pattern down where, like, regardless of which hand catches the ball, I can like being able to immediately go back. You know, like something like that. Because I feel like when you actually have 3 balls, you have to do that, right? Like, because you only have 2 hands. So like, how else are you supposed to juggle if you're not constantly catching and throwing the balls, right? Something like that. All right, let's go back and figure out one of these tutorials. So let's check out Just Juggle Aaron's video and see how that goes.
Have 2 balls, so you're left with 1. Your hands and your arms should be relaxed about waist level height. You're going to toss 1 ball back and forth between your 2 hands. Notice how my hands are making an outside and scooping motion, and the ball's height is at a consistent eye level. Grab the second ball. So now starting with your dominant hand, you're going to make first
So I
row
wasn't doing the
and
scooping
this time
motion,
each
so
hand
that
puts
probably
the
would
ball
help.
under the first ball so that they cross mid-air and you make an X. Juggling's all about rhythm, so for me it helps to say it out loud. So right, left, catch, catch. Right, left, catch, catch. Same on the other side.
Interesting.
Left, right, catch, catch. Time to level up.
So it's supposed to be an X,
Make
kind of
sure you're down hand when you're not
an
down hand.
X shape.
You're gonna make your first throw from the hand with 2. So right, left, same rhythm. But this time, before you catch the second ball, you're gonna throw the third ball.
Okay.
Right, left, right. Same on the other side. Left, right, left. Then you can add in a 4th throw, a 5th throw, and you're juggling. I'm going to teach you.
Okay, so like that, see, that's the thing, is like that scooping motion where she's going like in this, like boom, boom, boom. I think that's gonna help a lot.
And the ball's height is at a consistent eye level.
I think that's gonna help a lot actually. So let's try that. Okay. What's interesting too is that once she got back into the rhythm of juggling, the height at which she threw the balls went a lot lower. Because it was initially up here, but like around here, and then it ended up coming down a lot lower. And I think it might just be like a comfort point of view. Well, maybe not comfort, but just more like muscle memory, I guess. And this way, throwing it a little bit higher gives you more time to react. So I guess that makes sense. So let's try that drill she was going through with like that. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe hang on. Let's go back to this scooping motion. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Ah. I think that's the key to not have to worry about where it's going, is because as you can see with that, when I do the scoop, I can almost just drop it right into my other hand. So like, scoop, let go. Scoop, let go. Interesting. Okay. Yo, how's it going? Sage has pause. Good to see you, man. We're learning how to juggle today. Oops. How are you doing this fine Friday evening? Part of me kind of wishes I had background music, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to get copyright claimed. And with like copyright free music, you never know what you're getting yourself into. You doing good? Nice. Glad to hear that. Start to the weekend going good. I'm glad. So scoop, let go. Scoop, let go. Scoop, let go. Scoop, let go. gonna lie, it throws me off really bad because like I have my stream up on my computer right behind this, and it's lagged like a whole minute for some reason. And so it's really throwing me off to see it behind that much. But it is what it is. The chat isn't lagged, but this video is. Alright, let's try the third ball again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dang. Boom, 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 boom. Dang it. I wonder if I'm making too big of a scooping motion when I'm trying to do the throw. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, I remember what I was going to do. Dang. I now remember what I was gonna do during this. I was going I was gonna have Subway Surfers on like OBS or whatever while I'm trying to figure out how to juggle. Just to have like something going on in the background since I'm like because of the whole like not having music thing. But oh well, it's fine. I've never even played Subway Surfers though, to be fair, so like the whole nostalgia aspect there is not there for me because I've literally never played it. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. It's hurting your brain. It's hurting my brain a little bit too. Are you trying to learn how to juggle too right now? Or is it hurting your brain because of like the movement? Because I know for me it's hurting my brain a little bit because I feel like when I'm just using two balls at the same time, or even, well, not even just two balls, I feel like this scooping motion makes way more sense with my right arm, but for whatever reason is not happening with my left arm. Or when I do, it's like too much of a scoop to the point that it goes like too far that way. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay, not bad. Okay. Trying to figure out the rhythm for this is so hard. Dang it. Okay, okay, okay. Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one right there. Okay. too far forward. I feel like the tendency for me is to keep throwing the ball higher. The movement. Yeah, the movement is throwing me off too. Okay. I decided to refresh my stream to make sure that, or like refresh the stream on my computer at least, so that it's not like so behind. Now it's only like a couple seconds behind, and I can live with that. All right. Dang it. I think that's the other reason why it's supposed to be a scooping motion, is so that they are less likely to cross, or I mean, less likely to run into each other in the air. Dang it. Okay, let's get this. We're making some progress. On the one hand, this is pretty fun. On the other hand, it's also like really confusing, because there's so much to keep track of. Like you constantly have to move. You're like, I have to keep track of so many things at the same time. And I know you could say, oh, well, you have to do that for yo-yoing too, or for other things that you do in your life, and that's true. But this one, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. But we're making some pretty good progress, so I think you can try forward now. Not today, that's for sure. I only have 3 of these juggling balls anyway. I have other stuff that I could use to juggle, but the size and the weight would be different at that point. Which, I mean, probably doesn't matter that much with how new I am to this. But if at some point in time I get pretty good at juggling, I will probably try 4 at that point. But I would need a higher ceiling, most likely. Or just to go outside. But 4 would be really cool. Right now I just need to figure out 3. Out of curiosity, Blue Tiger, what would you define as being like successfully learning to juggle? Because I can juggle a couple of times in a row, but I feel like I lose control quite quickly. I'd like to say for me that like maintaining control would be considered a success, but it's like that seems too vague to really be a success metric, you know? So I'm trying to figure out how I define that I actually completed the challenge or not. You know? At some point I think that'd be a kind of a fun pattern to work through, but I need to get a regular pattern down first. You have your own YouTube channel too? Nice. What kind of stuff do you post? Do you live stream or do shorts, long form videos? What kind of content do you do? Dang it. Not gonna lie, this makes my arms more tired than I expected. Like, it's not that these balls are heavy, it's just this repeated motion of something that I don't normally do over and over and over again. Kind of like Diablo. Is using muscles I'm not used to using repeatedly for this long. So it's definitely getting tiring. You try to throw it. Try to throw it Instagram. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay. Dang it. That one was going pretty decent. That was going pretty decently. Let's take a juggling break for a second and do some solo hum, which is absolutely not an actual break, but something that I'm a little bit better at. And then we'll continue with some juggling. Okay. Close. Close, close, close. What? That doesn't happen very often anymore. If you can do it for a long period of time, at least know 4 tricks. Oh, if I can do it for a long time and can learn at least 4 tricks, that would be considered success. I think that's fair. For the sake of a 1 stream juggling challenge, I think I'm going to say if I can control it for like 5 to 10 seconds, that for the sake of this challenge, I'm going to count it as a success. Okay. You do gaming videos? Nice. Do you have a specific kind of game? Like, do you have a game that you're doing a let's play of right now, or some challenges for, or just playing for fun? I've been playing a lot of Poke Rogue lately and Pokemon Unite. But I've been thinking about trying some new games. Been thinking about trying out Rivals of Aether 2, and been thinking of trying out Terraria. We'll try a couple more soul hum tricks and then we'll get back to actually juggling. Just need to take a break from juggling for a minute. I'm trying to learn some new soul hum tricks, and I feel like I'm making some progress. Like there's a couple of them that I've been like getting relatively consistently, and for some reason I'm not landing right now. Like that one, for instance, like I was starting to get pretty consistent earlier this week, but for whatever reason right now it's not landing. It's just not landing for some reason. Kind of like that, but you know, a more controlled ending. All right, let's get back to juggling. Let's see what we can land. Okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like, I feel like it keeps running into the other ball in the air, you know? And that even when I try really hard to not go forward and backward, I feel like it keeps going forward and backward anyway. Maybe I need to go back to 2 balls again. Yeah, it's just not controlled at all. Like I like, if I show you this way, you'll see what I mean. That it's like all over the place right now in terms of being on a similar plane. I'm getting closer right now, but even then it's still kind of like it keeps going like out that way or out that way or in this way instead of just going side to side. I feel like also in order to do the scooping motion, I don't know, it's like, it's really hard to keep the scooping motion going, you know? Play for fun. Nice. You're trying to put out more videos in shorts, or videos done as shorts. Very nice. I've been trying to do a lot of shorts as well. But I've come to realize that if I want to like really grow my channel, unless I'm doing like viral shorts, then it's not really, like shorts are really not gonna do it for me unless I'm trying to do viral shorts, and I don't really know if I want to do viral shorts, you know? Because I feel like for a lot of like viral shorts, it just ends up being like either doing trends, like doing dance trends, or like, you know, editing like clips so fast that like you can hardly even keep up with it, you know? I don't know. Or like all the AI generated shorts that are just the whole like, what would you do for $1 million? And it's just some random unrelated B-roll and a bunch of, auto generated text over and over again. I feel like I'm gonna I feel like I have to get it down with the 2 balls before I really make much progress with the 3, but I want to do the 3 so bad. It feels like whatever I do with 2 doesn't stay consistent either, which means I should probably keep working on 2. But it's just like I keep wanting to actually just like do 3. That was a good one for the most part. What's been your biggest lesson learned from making YouTube videos, Blue Tiger? Out of curiosity. Because I feel like there's a lot of lessons learned that when it comes to how to tell stories, how to make something engaging, understanding human attention, getting better at sales. There's a whole lot of things to learn from YouTube, that's for sure. The unreasonable effectiveness of clickbait. I think the thing that's been interesting for me is finding that balance between what I want to make and what people want to watch, and learning how to make something I want to make also be something that people want to watch, whether that's by editing it better or like adding relevant text to it, or choosing a good song to go with it, or whatever that might be. I feel like I've learned a lot of, at least for short form videos, of what my audience likes to watch for the most part. It's just whether it's like learning how to build that and scale it up further, without it becoming disingenuous and just like really forced. That's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. It's been a while since you've watched one of your lives. It's good to see you, Coit. Good to have you back. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I haven't been doing as many lives lately because I got sick for a while there. But went live yesterday, live today. I'm trying to get back into live streaming more. I'm just trying to balance my YouTube goals so that I can like be making content I enjoy that's also helping like build the channel and hopefully being useful to people. Because at the end of the day, I want to make videos that I want to make, but I also want to make something that's valuable to people and that's worth their time to watch. But in any case, how are you doing? Have you been learning any new solo hum tricks lately? I've learned a few this week, which are pretty fun. I learned the solo hum boing, a couple of solo hum boing elements, and solo hum jump rope, which have been pretty fun. All difficult in their own right, but it's nice to have new tricks that are like achievable but like difficult enough that they like encourage you to learn, but they're not so difficult that you get like completely discouraged from learning them. But right now we're trying to learn how to juggle, but in a little bit I'll try some of those solo hum tricks again so you can see them. They're pretty cool in my opinion, and I think that if I can get them more consistent, it might actually be worth it to do solo hum in a routine like at Nats or something. That was a really good one. My goodness. Keep on trying 3 so you can get used to it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for right now. You learned half whip from Kaoru's flawless GoPro video, and you're trying to learn the 0 whip, arm orbit one-handed dismount. Nice. I mean, I wouldn't know what their official names are either, to be honest, but that's cool. I hope those are going well for you. Those tricks from Kaoru and from Ray are really hard. So props for working on those. They're really challenging. Oh, I forgot. I also learned chain reaction this week as well too. It's a fun one. And I feel like it's easier to do chain reaction, for me at least, than it is to just do regular anti-spin because there's more space between the yo-yos in the rotations. Maybe it's just me, but I find that to be easier to control for whatever reason. Don't make your videos boring and long. True. That is an important thing to learn. That is a very important thing to learn. You got more consistent with anti-spin, dismount columns, and sword dancer. Nice. I need to learn columns. Like, I really like stall tricks, even though I struggle with them from a consistency point of view. Like, ping pong is one of my favorite solo hum tricks. So I feel like if I could like incorporate that with columns, it would be really cool. It's just like keeping, like stopping the yo-yo's momentum entirely is really hard. I've come to realize. What have you noticed helps you with learning columns? Because I feel like it's really difficult to get the yo-yos to just like stop moving. Like maybe I just need to go like my full wingspan or something so that it's like totally flat. Maybe that's the strat. You recently landed your first double spin or double anti-spin without collisions and a proper bind. Nice. No collisions on double anti-spin is hard, dude. I don't think I've ever done that. I feel like I need to be juggling more like side to side, but it keeps just wanting to go forward and back. You know? Or like way too far out. You gotta head out. It's all good. Thanks for stopping by, Blue Tiger. You focus on keeping the yo-yos moving up in columns by pulling your hands more up than out. Interesting. Yeah, keeping them in line with the string is really hard. I agree. Pulling your hands out instead of up. Interesting. So like, let's take a solo hum break for a second. I'm curious. Because like pulling your arms apart, like out, I feel like is the basis of like every stall trick, right? But I think the problem I have is that like either the yo-yos are not far enough apart, or I like wait too long to try and do like the bouncing kind of motion for columns. You still pull up because you're used to it. Yeah, I could see that. It's really hard to break muscle memory sometimes when you're so used to doing something one way, even if it doesn't work. You have to immediately pull your right hand yo-yo up if you start the same way you start with tennis. Interesting. So like right as it lands so that it pops up as opposed to side to side. They're not aligned at all. But they are now. Well, I'm so used to doing ping pong that it just goes back and forth. Start with a bigger orbit like leg orbits, and then you pull your left hand yo-yo up. Interesting. I still haven't figured out leg orbits. I feel like I've gotten close. I feel like that was kind of the idea right there. Technically, you'll be pulling up before the yo-yo lands. Interesting. Oh my. Yeah, the tricks I've been working on this week have been chain reaction, a couple buoyant elements, and solo hum jump rope. But still got a ways to go before they're consistent, that's for sure. That was a good one though, other than the string falling off my shoulder. That's the idea of how I do chain reaction. And then there are a couple of one hand mount buoying elements that I've been working on. Because in the 4A Discord, or for the 4A channel on the Throwers Discord, we've been doing a bunch of solo hum tricks lately, and those buoying elements have been a couple of those from this week. So one of them is that one, but of course, like being able to keep the rolls going afterwards. Like that, kind of. You don't like sun to star? Chain reaction technique involves at least one less orbit. True. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like getting the timing for that one less orbit is just. I have like no control at that point for some reason. But anyway, so there was that one, and then the standard solo hum buoying, where you just kind of go straight up like you do in vertical buoyings. Yo, how's it going, Royce? We're taking a little bit of a solo hum break. I was learning how to juggle for a while there, and I needed a reset. So we're doing some solo hum. There's the solo hum jump rope. That was a good one. That was a good one. Maybe you should work on your buoying columns and other ring tricks. Is the buoying columns like, is that the one where it's in like that square of the one-handed like ring mount, and like the one yo-yo stays stationary and the other one kind of goes like in this boinging motion over the other one? Is that the one that you were talking about? So it looks like this one, but with just with the one yo-yo moving, not both. Yeah. Yo, thanks, man. The jump rope one is really fun. It took forever to figure it out, but I finally figured it out like a day or two ago. And it's a lot more consistent now than it was before. Dang. That is the official name. Okay, cool. Nice. How do you do that like ring mount boing trick? Because I've seen it and it just looks mesmerizing. Is it more or less kind of like this, but like with the one yo-yo staying stationary? I just don't know how to even begin to make that happen, you know? Do you know that trick, Royce? Because you've been killing it with Solheim lately, by the way. There we go. Oh, we got 1 out of 2. We got 1 out of 2. You can't do any Solheim ring tricks. They're not as hard as I thought they. Well, some of them aren't as hard as I thought they'd be. Like the Solheim barrel roll is not nearly as hard as you might think it is, but it's very easy to mess up. But the movement is very easy. Like the movement is easy. It's just actually keeping the yo-yos apart and not running into them. Have I ever tried an undermount? Like a jump rope, but overhand and then a release on the other side. Like essentially where I end up like in like a recapture over here and then like do a rotation where one of them releases. Is that kind of what you're referring to? Because I've seen tricks like that and they look awesome. I just don't understand how they work at all. Like that kind of. Like how does the other rotation after that even, like how does that even work? Because I feel like when I do that, both yo-yos lose control. And I have a snag. There we go. That was close. Like I feel like that was a really clean like under mount, but it just immediately flung off the string. You're still kind of working on the quick undermount trick by Kaoru. I don't know if I need to look up more of Kaoru's tricks. He has so many really good tricks. Yeah, that's the thing, is like when I go for that undermount, it like immediately launches the other yo-yo off the string. So like I just don't really understand how it's supposed to like continue the rotation. So focus on releasing the string the yo-yo immediately, then catching the other yo-yo at the same time. So am I supposed to release the other yo-yo before I land in the undermount? So like I'm doing the bounces, I do the jump rope, and mid jump rope I fling the other yo-yo, catch the undermount, and then land it like this way, cross-armed or something? Is that what you're referring to? Just pull the right hand up and don't pop as high. I feel like it's still gonna launch it off the string though, isn't it? It's the same way you do a single yo-yo leg orbit. That's probably the problem, is that I don't know how to do the single yo-yo. Oh wait, single yo-yo leg orbit. It just happens so fast. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep up with it. All right, we'll try this a couple more times, and then I need to probably get back to juggling for a little bit. So like in that movement, am I supposed to do something like that? It almost feels like it's supposed to be kind of like a feed the sun a little bit. A little bit. Do it with one yo-yo in the leg orbit. This is how I generally do leg orbits, but I have a feeling that it needs to be slightly different than that. I have a feeling that it's supposed to be something more like this, where I shove it to the side and shove it to the side. Is that like which of those would just recapture it and release it with exactly the same momentum as your leg orbit? So are you talking about like the leg orbit recapture? Leg orbit recapture is a lot easier when I'm not holding a second yo-yo. Like that. Exactly the same thing. Interesting. So I am supposed to recapture both yo-yos then. Because like when this one comes around, it's all supposed to be a recapture. Is that kind of the idea? So like we do our orbit to the recapture. No, the yo-yos are briefly in opposite mounts until you release the under. Oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to release the other one. So if I'm supposed to release the undermount yo-yo, won't the not undermount yo-yo still be like, so like we're here, right? Oh my gosh. I can't even get it to show even as an example. That's ridiculous. But like, even in that scenario, when I was like trying to control it, it like immediately wants to launch the other one to the like that way off the string. You pull the right hand up as you release so that you can catch the first yo-yo more easily. So like, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Let me see if I can pull that off. But like if I'm supposed to pull my right hand up, wait, are you, like when you see my screen, does it look like I'm right-handed or does it look like I'm left-handed? Like, does this look like my right hand or my left hand? Because this is my actual right hand. I think it's just mirroring the video again. Probably pop a little bit higher. Okay, it is based on that. Okay. Pop a little bit higher for the recapture or for the other one? Right before I do the trick. So in that case, popping the yo-yo that is going to go into the undermount higher. Not that high. Okay. Just about the height of the hand so you can catch it at the same height. So like what should my left hand do in that scenario then? Because right now whatever's happening just keeps immediately launching this yo-yo right off the string, like before I can even think to react. It's like right as I get there, it's just like gone. Yeah, now pull the right hand back up and pull the left hand down. Interesting. Right hand up, left hand down. I feel like that was close. Oh my gosh. No. Wow. Yeah, the left hand can easily move 10, that's true. Okay, I am in a tangled mess, and I'm gonna get back to juggling, but this is really good. I'm gonna practice that a little bit more off stream, and see where we can get. So I really do want to figure out how to juggle during this stream. I just feel like I keep losing control of it so quickly, you know? But I do really appreciate the tips on that one. I am gonna practice that some more tomorrow. Hopefully I'm practicing it off string. It's true. It will be off string as well as off stream. No way I'm practicing that one on string. Dang it. I feel like there's no way that it should be taking this long to learn how to juggle. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like something should have clicked by now. Maybe I'm putting aggressive timelines on myself. Okay. That was definitely my longest juggle yet. By a landslide. It wasn't that well controlled, but it was my longest juggle by a huge margin. So maybe the key was just to remind myself that I need to be making progress. I don't know. Okay, tell you what. I will count it if I can get to 20 catches. If I can get to 20 catches, I say that counts as learning juggling. And of course, I will keep practicing this. But for the sake of this challenge, I think that that is a fair bar to say that we've made some substantial progress. So, 5, 6. I think the highest I've gone right now is like 14. So let's see if we can get higher than that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, maybe that was too low ago. Let's go for 40. Let's go for 40. If we made it to 27 right after I said that, let's go to 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You got that in like 3 hours. It's really good. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. People have tried to teach me this for years, and I've never really figured it out. And today I was like, you know what? Screw it. We need to actually learn this. And I've been wanting to learn how to juggle for ages. And so today was like the day that I'm like, you know what? It's happening today, or it's not happening for a while. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, not bad. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Get back. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Nope. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, that was a good one. That was a really good one, darn it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 4, 5. 1. Nope. In fact, it hasn't even been 3 hours yet. It's actually only been 2, which is kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Nope. Let's get some water real quick. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 3. 1, 2. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have you learned to juggle before, Coit? I feel like a lot of yo-yo players also juggle, and I'm trying to remedy that today. 4, 5, 6. wanting to go forward. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. You can play hacky sack, but not juggle. Hacky sack is pretty hard too. Hacky sack is really cool. I played hacky sack a little bit in high school. One, two, three, four. You have juggling balls and you can learn it. It's true. I believe that you're very capable of learning it. It's just whether you want to learn it and put in the time to learn it. One, two, three, four, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Dang it. Did you learn to hacky sack before yo-yoing or after? Like, I'm curious what your first skill toy based hobby was. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Save that one from hitting the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dang. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, maybe 40 is a little bit of a stretch goal, but we'll see. We did clear 20, which is pretty good. So maybe that's milepost 1. We'll go up in increments of 10. How about that? So we've hit 20. We'll go for 30 and then stretch goal of 40. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Dang it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You kind of learned it in the middle. I didn't really commit to playing hacky sack with my friends until after you started yo-yoing. After you got over your fear, you learned fast. Nice. Hacky sack is fun to play with friends. Yo-yoing is too. I probably should have been counting this one. I haven't been counting. Dang it. That was a good one. Maybe because I wasn't counting. 1, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2. I feel like I'm doing some random pattern that's not the normal one, but I feel like it still counts. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang it, no. Learning anything is about making mistakes and figuring out where you went wrong. You learn pretty fast when you face your fears. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. I feel like that's how it went for me with Offstring, how it went for solo hum, how it went for Diablo, how it went for even just beginning to learn horizontal 1A tricks was like super scary for a while there. And it still is kind of scary, but not nearly as much as it used to be. And I think it's mainly because, when you face your fears and actually give it a shot and try to learn from your mistakes, you realize that even the thing that was scary is not nearly as scary as you may have thought it was in your mind. Your mind is really good at making things seem scarier than they really are. Definitely still scary to do new horizontal tricks, but there's methods to learn them without instantly committing true. Yeah, depending on how horizontal you do the trick, like you could do it, at a 45 as opposed to like full horizontal, for instance, to get used to it. Full horizontal is still scary, but mostly horizontal is not nearly as bad as it used to be. 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oof, my neck is hurting from staring up so much. Probably because I'm throwing them too high. 1, 2, 3. But I feel like I need the time to react of throwing it higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What have you found helps you face your fears for learning new tricks or learning new skills that you feel like are beyond your skill level? Because I feel like that's an important thing for learning any skill, but also, especially in this day and age, I feel like it can be really difficult sometimes to get past the mental block. And I found some methods that work for me. I'm curious what works for you. 1, 2, 3. Dang, no. Wonder both of us should start a second channel for motivational speaking. True. I've thought about just doing like motivational speaking kind of stuff just on this channel in general. Maybe making it as part of my yo-yo videos or something. Maybe that's what I could do, motivational yo-yo trick videos. Where like the dialogue during the trick video is just like stuff I want to talk about, like what Minecraft YouTubers do sometimes, where they just have Minecraft gameplay going on and then they talk about whatever during it. Maybe I could do that with like practice sessions or like other styles of yo-yo tricks. For yo-yoing, you go in a familiar spot and try random tricks until you understand how they work. That's fair. I think it's good to have that familiarity spot. Because then the thing that's scary isn't quite as scary because you're at least familiar with the environment. and giving yourself that space to experiment and practice and tweak your technique before, like between each attempt, and you're like, okay, well, last attempt the yo-yo went this way. Maybe if I make this adjustment, it'll go a different way, right? And you iteratively figure it out instead of being overwhelmed and scared about the trick all up at front, taking it in pieces, right? For any of you software engineers out there, taking a large project and breaking it down into bite-sized pieces is a big one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Not bad, not bad. You try and understand stuff in order to face your fears. I think that's a really great way to do it, because generally we're afraid of something because we don't understand it. And then as we come to understand something, it becomes a whole lot less scary. No, dang it. We finally hit the camera. I knew eventually we would hit the camera. So true. Anyone can build habits to learn to snowboard, but no one can just jump straight into... I'm not sure what SNS Kohler is, but I would imagine it's something that's difficult without prior experience. Very true. Dang it, we almost got to 20 on that one. Yeah, especially when it came to like soul hum. Like I had been I had such a mental block for soul hum for a long time. I always thought soul hum was something that only like the best of the best off-string players could do. And while it is difficult, I don't think that it is completely inaccessible to, people that aren't like top 5 in the world, right? Because there's plenty of people that are learning soul hum now. Heck, I learned it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. We got 20. A 50-foot drop and a simultaneous mandatory right turn that's a 55-degree slope afterwards. That sounds sketchy. That sounds really sketchy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're a high intermediate snowboarder, and your trick is to maintain deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is key, man. It really is. Like deliberate practice that's consistent, has a purpose, helps so much with progress. You meant high advanced. Oh, gotcha. I had a hunch with how specific you were about what that SNS track was. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think that deliberate practice has been something that has been a game changer for me with off-string yo-yoing. It's because when I'm deliberately practicing towards a specific trick or a specific goal or a combo or whatever, it really provides a lot of guidance, a lot of motivation. You know who to reach out. Like you can start to reach out for help on things if you get stuck. You look for the right resources. You study how you do it. You study how other people do it until you understand it and can actually do it right. And you know, like for me, with like one of those things I've deliberately practiced a lot has been regen style tricks. I think they're really interesting and really fun, and so I deliberately practice them a lot. Now, am I the best at regens? No, but it's helped a ton, and I made a lot of progress because of it. Because I deliberately decided to work on specific regens and find ways that they loop together and experiment and workshop them until they make sense and they look good and they've got good momentum, right? And those skills are applicable outside of yo-yoing too. They're not just like deliberate practice only matters in yo-yos or hobbies or whatever. It matters in a lot of things. It matters in relationships, it matters in your schoolwork, it matters in your work, it matters in how you spend your day. Am I perfect in any of those? Not a chance, but learning how to deliberately practice in a safe environment, like yo-yoing for instance, can make it a lot more straightforward to learn how to do that in other aspects of your life to be able to, improve. One, two. I can tell you're very good at regens. Thanks, man. It's East Coast powder, not like Utah. Interesting. I've never skied in on the East Coast. Not an expert, but by any means, but very advanced. But you can't ski anything remotely like it. But you can snowboard White Lightning easily, which is a 32-degree slope. 32-degree slope is still a really strong slope. What's the difference between East Coast snow and West Coast snow though? Because like Utah snow has like a lot of powder because of how dry it is. So I would imagine that East Coast snow with the humidity would make for a lot heavier snow and maybe more ice comparatively to powder would be my guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Go back. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad. East Coast is very really variable. Powder doesn't go over a few inches. Interesting. Is it variable depending on on humidity or just a lot of different factors? You can't ski lightning if it's ice, for sure. Skiing on ice would be really scary. You'd have like no traction at all. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Not bad. 19 is pretty good. East Coast has more freeze-thaw cycles and less snowfall overall. I could see that. One, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do y'all end up using snow machines that blow out a bunch of snow if you're not having that much snow in your ski resorts? Because I know some ski resorts in Utah do that if they're low on snow. I really should have been counting this one. This is a really good one. Anybody count this one? That one had to be a lot. One, two, three, four. That one had to have been a ton of them. I wasn't counting, unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not bad. Most resorts have 80 to 100% machine coverage as opposed to the West Coast 30. Interesting. So y'all use snow machines a lot more. Maybe for like the variable snowfall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Also, it seems like you know a lot about different snow climates. Have you gone skiing in like Utah and Colorado and stuff like that before? I would imagine if you're that advanced of a skier, you've probably skied in other states than just your home state, but I could be wrong on that, because like I'm just curious more than anything, because I know a lot of people come to Utah and Colorado for skiing. I know I had a coworker at one point who came to Utah from Seattle for skiing. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Dang it, 23. 23 is pretty good. It's the most we've had in a while. 27 is the most I've counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. Dang. I'm gonna say 30. 30 is when I feel like we've achieved our goal. 40 is a stretch goal if I'm feeling it at this point. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15. 14. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. That was a good one. That was a really good one. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, there's the second camera hit of the day. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 18. 18, not bad, not bad. One, two, four, five, six, seven, nine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Dang it. 17. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good night. Don't wear yourself out. Sounds good. I will try my best, Quit. Thanks for hanging out and for chatting. I appreciate the motivational chat. Hope you have a good night, my friend. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 25. 25 is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 27, so close. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, not bad. Seven is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 26. Dang. I thought I had that one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. 1, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Give me one moment. Okay, sorry about that. Just had someone at the door. My wife just got home. I really should have been counting this one. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. 43, we take those. We take those. Okay. Goodness gracious. We have been live for 2 hours and 46 minutes. We finally got 43 juggle catches in a row. I'm super tired, but this has been awesome. Can we learn how to juggle in one stream? We can. Let's go. Thanks y'all for being here. If you enjoyed the stream, please do leave a like and subscribe. And if you're watching this later, leave a comment below and tell me what you want to learn next. And with that, thanks for being here, y'all, and have a great night.